Alright. I probably won't even need it, but I am gonna need a lighter though. Yeah, buddy, I got that. I got one of these ones too, man. Oh hell yeah. I brought two of these. Sheesh.
Okay, and then one last little caveat or whatever. I'm trying to hit at least like 35 to 45 minutes on recording, man, because then whenever I upload it into the shit and trying to edit it, bro, I found that 30, 40 minute kind of time frame was a good point as far as editing on the phone and trying to cut down all that shit. But trying to do the shit from the phone, man, be fucking.
It's difficult.
And then that motherfucker.
You have two phones. Get two different angles. Make sure they're recording together.
Yeah.
And so focus to you run two files in that, and then you can get different angles
From each camera and shit. Yeah, it's gonna be my next thing, man.
I can help you out with that, bro. I do all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna do it. Just grab two fucking iPhone Pro Maxes, bro. Just trying to buy a fucking.
You have to have the same quality. That's the one thing you want to do. Buy two of the same quality because you want the same quality, you want the same picture.
Yeah.
You don't want it to look like, oh, well, now we're using this camera.
Type shit. I'm trying to buy, bro, a $2,000-$3,000 expensive ass camera, bro. Fuck, man. I just grabbed two fucking.
I have this Picasso. It's like $200-$300. The same thing as like a GoPro. And then I use that. I use this and that. This is a very cheap setup right here.
Type shit.
Very cheap, works. You spend some good money on your stuff.
For the setup?
Looks like it. And then also I can show you for editing and all that audio. I got you. I know a perfect site. It's called Podcastle. And I don't know what you know about that.
Yeah.
But it does all the audio editing with like AI, and it pulls all the stuff out for you.
Background noise,
so
all that
much
shit.
fucking time.
Type shit.
And you can also record on there. So instead of doing it over here, you can control it from your computer.
Type shit.
Right? You can see yourself, like if you have like a camera that's connected to your Mac, and you pull it out over here, you see what's being recorded on the screen. You have to come over here and make sure it's all lined up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so.
Yeah, because the fucking, I took a dump on me, man. Shit, about a month ago. I just got it in there. This
I spent 4.8 thousand on my computer, and then that shit broke because the fucking $50 vacuum got plugged into the same socket. And that shit broke off. No going back. Right now I'm trying to rebuild it, but I bought like $145 power source to replace it. Still looking really good. So I had to go probably spend like $200 just to replace power source.
shit, man. Better than buying a whole new fucking.
Whole new computer? Yeah, I'm not gonna get that kind of money again. That kind of money just looks like a business loan. So I use a business loan to live in Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, just take a seat in both chairs just so I can make sure the fucking light and everything is good, man, and then we're gonna fucking rock and roll, bro.
What's funny is I also had Chef Turtle on for my first guest.
Type shit. That's crazy, dude. I had him for the first type shit, man.
I did 3 podcasts, and then some shit happened. I had a co-host. I'm not one of them.
What happened? He wasn't with it?
He kept trying to change shit. I brought him in as like more like a person like to talk. Like I didn't want him to like change like how like I had a vision. You know what me, they don't. That's yours.
Was it? It was yours, and then you brought him in, or did you guys start together?
It was mine, and I brought him in, and I had a whole idea, like, how I wanted to go down and shit. So, after a while, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do, what was it that he said? He said, I wanna do some photography. I wanna make some money doing photography. I don't think I can make money doing photography if I'm planning and doing this podcast with you.
Right.
Because our podcast is just, like, showing people, like, where to go to what events, like where to get your free weed, where like what's going down, like Earl Cup, you know, like we'll be talking about Earl Cup, we'll be talking about Buzzapalooza, or we'll be talking about MITA, the Marijuana Industry Trade Association, or we'll like that event that I saw you at the Seed event, right there. So yeah, we just like tell people like, you know, or concerts, music. I'm real big in music, so I'll tell people what kind of like what bands are in or what people are coming in. But I'm on the street team for Mayday, which Mayday has done music with like FDR and Dell the Funky Homo Sapien, the rapper from Gorillaz. So he's done music with a lot of like big industry people, and my person that I want to get in here is rap. I want to get rap. I want to start getting into more people that are more known or sometimes niche, you know. But there's a lot of those people out there doing shit.
And then you used to skate too, no?
Get the fuck out of here, dog. One of my biggest videos on my YouTube channel is like me skateboarding down a hill. It's got almost 200,000 views and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I used to skate back in the day too. And I started a little brand, bro, a homegrown skate company, dog. And I got up to 2 skaters that I had sponsored, man, and we, you know, fucking made videos and shit. But it was just, I guess it just wasn't where the heart was at, man.
I can see. Sometimes I stop because I can get that. I hurt myself. I put like 7 bones.
Damn.
I broke 3 bones in my foot and I had to learn how to walk again. That shit was rough. Luckily, I was only 19, so I had, you know, a lot of time to. I had my youth still.
What were you like hitting like a set? Some stairs or something? Or were you going for a rail?
Nollie dolphin flip to a 50-50, and my foot went off the back tail.
Like a flatboard, or were you going down
It's
the
like
set?
it's a curve. I was at the bus stop waiting to get picked up, and I was just using that little curve at the bus stop, little, you know how it curves in.
Yeah.
I was just using that right there,
Yeah.
and my foot slipped, and I broke the ball of my foot. Shit was rough. And I walked for 11 months, almost a whole year. That shit fucking sent me. I was cleaning diesel trucks at the time, so I couldn't even work for fucking ever. Yeah, I'll tell you more about me, man. Hell yeah, dude. Shit. A lot of this shit started when I was in my teenage years. I used to be an online radio DJ. When I was like 14, I used to have like an hour-long set online on this website. It was called Revolutionary Sound. The other one I did when I was like 17, Dynamite Radio. They're based in the UK.
How do you know? Saying, oh, you want to do something right there, bro? Sure. Just right quick, man. She wouldn't come back here, bro.
over, buy a bunch of fucking cans.
Bring that shit up.
Yeah, dude, it was nice having my own little spot like that.
Shit, we're just taking piss, man. We can go.
Oh yeah, alright. What's good in the chat? Oh, sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to jumble y'all up. Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, we're here with Premium 91, you know. I went live last night and I told them I would be down to record for the podcast. I'm a guest today. I already know how it goes. Woo! Yeah, my job basically is to make sure that that shit is compliant and that we're not looking breaking any laws, stuff like that.
Type shit.
Yeah, you got a nice setup over here.
Yeah, man, it was as cheap as I can go without being too cheap, man. You know, just to get started and set up with everything, man.
Yeah, I went cheap in the beginning. Then I seen how far that takes you. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm a little blunt.
Hey,
To be
so
honest.
good, man.
Look, I'm gonna tell like it how it is. You put money into what you think is worth it, and if your hobby is if you think your hobby is worth it, put money into it. Right? It's gonna take you somewhere.
But you gotta work with what you can work, man.
Yeah.
I think my budget was like.
Started with real small, but you know you build up.
Yeah.
You don't stay there. You don't stay stagnant. You don't stay like stagnant is the worst. Improvement is the movement. I'm telling you right there.
Type shit.
If you're not improving, you're not doing the right thing. That's what I say though. Improvement is the movement. It started when I was streaming, cause I'd be getting like, I was like streaming for a while. And I was like, damn, like all these people got like sponsors, they got like energy drinks, and like they got like, you know, the affiliate link type shit, where people go to a site and they use your code, right? So they use Premium 91, right? And then you get a fucking little kickback from that.
Yeah.
That's what I was on in the beginning when I was doing streaming, and that's what set me off. Like, if I can help like different brands do that kind of stuff and like get sponsors, like or like project their business forward,
Yeah.
like I'm good. I'm good for all that.
Oh, you got anything you want to set up just in front? We're gonna run it like that.
I'm gonna run it like that.
Run it like that.
Yeah, say we're good. I'm wearing all my shit.
Yo, yo, yo. Oh shit. Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Alright. Yeah, test, test, test.
Oh, shit, just fucking let's chop it up, bro. Airplane mode, we should be good to go. Yo, 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 you can hear me all good? Everything's good? Alright, yo, 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 man. 91 sessions, you guys already know what it is. We're back at it again with another session, man, and we got my guy, man, DC motherfucking Jensen. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Oh, shit, man. Hey, okay, for anybody who doesn't know, man, who the fuck is DC Jensen, man? Tell me about yourself, bro.
Man, this will be a long-winded one.
Let's get it, man. Send that shit, right?
Okay, it's like content creator, entrepreneur. I know people don't like use entrepreneur sometimes, but entrepreneur, clothing, graphic design,
Okay,
lots of different stuff that I do. Journalism,
okay, okay.
write articles. I work for Loud Magazine and Contagion Media.
Mm.
Graphic designer meaning like I got my own website where I sell clothing. I come up with the designs and I release stuff all the time.
Yeah,
Coffee.
okay.
Got my own coffee brand. Got a spot out in California that does distribution for me, and a spot out in Chicago that does my distribution for me as well.
Okay.
Looking to become maybe a mobile coffee roaster. I think that would be cool. Show up at different events and do that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm always social media like heavy, so yeah. A lot about me is just like a lot of grind, a lot of work, a lot of effort into art,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay, okay. My bad, man. I be self-conscious and shit. I'll edit that shit out.
You good?
Always got the shades on, man. Forgot about that. Always.
That's the persona, you know. Man, excuse me, this thing's been a little. We just start off with a little one of these.
Okay, so man, out of everything that you do, bro, like I don't want to say like what was your rise to fame, man, but out of all those things, man, like what really got the trajectory going for you, man?
It's gonna sound a little dark, but actually, like 5 years ago, I lost my dad, and after losing him, like he was real proud of what I was doing,
Yeah.
but what I was doing was like bare minimum. So I was like, I'm gonna make him fucking proud as hell.
Mm.
I'm gonna fucking do all that I can and get myself out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I love. Cause I was working at Jimmy John's then. I'm gonna be honest. I was not happy.
Yeah.
That kind of work, you know, like that's not for me. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna pursue the things that I love to do.
Yeah.
You know, graphic design was like the first like little push. Cause when I was in, I think like when I was like 2014, I was like a online radio DJ, and I was creating like my own shirts, my own graphics for my shirts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where it started.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "Hey man, you're doing something right
Yeah,
now."
Yeah.
And then I got to like doing that whole 9 to 5, and then was like, all right, I'm kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Time to go all in.
time to go all in.
Type shit, man. So let's bring it back, man. I would assume before, working and doing everything that you do now, man, I know you were telling me, man, you used to skate back in the day, bro?
Oh yeah, I used to skateboard. Man, I started when I was like 12 years old. Me and a buddy found a Zero skateboard up in the trash. We fucking painted on it. Had no idea that you probably should not paint on a board, but like we customized the. We fucking skated hardcore. We were sharing the board.
Type shit, as
That
sorry,
shit. We found it, put it together, shared it. To the point where we started. He got his own board. I got that board. We started skating together. We had a whole bunch of group of friends, like big old group of friends that they would think like you're part of some like gang or something like that. With how many people were always walking together with all the same boards and shit. Like, yeah, skateboarding, man. That's my roots. Those are my roots. That's part of what the coffee brand is about. Like Flat Grounds Coffee, Flat Ground Tricks.
And you know what? It's crazy that you mentioned that, man, because like I was telling you off camera and shit, I used to skate as well, man. We would always be up there at 67th over there at in Cano, man, Dirty West and shit, bro. And then there'd be times where we would just take the bus down McDowell straight to fucking Central, bro. Hit up Cowtown Skate Shop, and we started right there at Central and Camelback, bro. And work our way all the way fucking downtown, like where the courthouses and shit are at, and everything in between, man. Like the library and fucking all that shit, bro. So,
Oh yeah, downtown Phoenix is great for skating.
yeah. That's crazy. Are you from here, bro?
Oh yeah, born and raised.
Type shit. What part of the city you grew up in?
Eastside Phoenix. But I was born like Central and what's that like St. Joe's?
Okay.
Right down like downtown Phoenix.
Okay, so you said east, so from downtown Phoenix, more east or predominantly downtown?
More like almost on the edge of I want to say like what's that 32nd Street and Indian School or something like that.
Okay.
That area used to be real bad back in the day.
I heard, man. Yeah, I'm from they used to call it Murderville back in the day, but Maryville, man, representing.
Scaryville. I know about that.
I mean, for my times, bro, I never, did any of that dumb shit, gangs or anything. So I was always just chilling, so I don't even know about all that shit. But yeah.
I seen like 2 drive-bys, but I'm not.
Okay.
By the time I was like in 6th grade, I seen like 2.
On the east side or fucking?
On the east side, yeah, right outside my place too.
Yeah, man. People be thinking, man, hey, it's soft out here in Phoenix, but I mean, shit be going down, bro.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
Things were popping over here. A lot of things have changed, but for the better.
Yeah, type shit, man. Came Flat Ground Coffee, man. So you said that's kind of a play from your skating roots, bro, into your coffee brand, man. Tell me about that, bro.
So I was always a little rebel as a kid, and I'd be like sneaking out real late to go skate.
Yeah.
So I'd be like doing late nights skate sessions, and so I tried to make it home before the coffee was brewing.
Type shit, man. Okay. I see
That's where the little correlation comes in there.
Type shit.
So,
okay, shit, for your coffee brand, man. Tell me more about that, man. Like how did you know, man, coffee was the thing? Like that's what you wanted to do, that's what you wanted to get into.
I used to buy people's brands that they were like losing sight in, and like rebranding it as my own. So I had a website that was called Shielded House before, and so I was just like buying people's brands that they weren't wanting, and I saw this brand that was available, and I was like, I know just what to do. My site is Coffee Skating. Purchased it out from the other person. Got the rights, got the owning. Everything's all good now. Everything's all legal. So yeah, like I see things and I'm like, if you can't do it, I got
through, man, put your little spin on there and fucking send it back out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
So like I got all their contacts, I got all their people.
Oh, so it came with everything, man.
Uh-huh.
So you just had to literally come through,
I had the
rebrand
money.
it.
I had the money to provide for said product, and I said, all right, I'm in.
Nice, nice. What else, man? Coffee, man. Let's talk about your time in the cannabis industry, man. I know you were talking about. So first off, you grow, right?
I grow, and I'm a genetics hunter.
Oh shit, man. Do you have your own? I know you're a man of many hats, man, many businesses. You got your own like genetics company. Like, do you release seeds through your own genetic company, or how do you go about that?
I'm more of just a collector right
Okay.
now. Like I've collected so many seeds like throughout like it really started like 3 years ago. Like at Earl Cup, I bought some nutrients and got some seeds, you know,
Oh shit.
and I would just go to Earl Cup like all the time, and then I just like, all right, well I've gone 3 times. I got 3 different things of seeds
Yeah.
that end up at a different event. They're like, oh well, we got seeds for $10. I'm like, oh okay, cool. Here's $10. Oh okay, well thanks for buying these. Here's more.
Type shit.
And I'm like, okay, well, I got all these seeds now. I might as well just keep collecting them.
Yeah.
And I have a preference of like what I like to smoke. So I like the haze or like the diesels or stuff like that. Like I'm always searching to keep those strains alive, and I like to collect those beans.
Type shit, man. So whenever you're smoking, what's your preference with that, man? Are you more like sativa leaning, indica leaning, more hybrid? Like, what's your?
I do like a hybrid. I do like the smell and the taste of a real danky, skunky bud. You know, even if it's like, you know, 30 sock. It's something where you're like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wanna,
yeah.
you're like, oh shit, man. Like, that kind of scares me. Like, I like to be intimidated by the smell of weed.
I don't see a lot of that, at least around here, man. Like everything's all like candy and sweet, man. I don't see a lot of people
There's
leaning
a time
towards
and a
that.
place for it, but
Okay,
like,
okay.
you know what I mean? But it's that irk back that you're like, oh shit, dude. Like, it
Just fry the
this is
inside of
real?
your fucking shit when you smell it, man.
Right,
Just,
yeah,
just all in your
gassy.
shit, man.
Yeah, somebody next door can tell you're blazing.
Type shit, man. Like the old skunk from back in the day, man. Shit literally stink up the neighborhood and shit, man. Motherfuckers growing that shit, right? Man, so with the way things are going as far as cannabis, man, do you see a lot of that old school stuff going away and not coming back, or do you feel like, you know,
That's why
it
I'm
goes
here.
and comes in waves, man? Like,
That's why I'm here, because I
Okay.
want to collect those strains from the
Sure.
old school days, and I want to bring them back.
okay. So you work with people to like grow out what you have to kind of keep that shit like flowing through the system, or how are you gonna go about bringing back those strains, man?
I have a couple of like growers that I reach out to, where I can get like maybe some clones of some stuff that I'm looking for,
Yeah.
and then maybe breed what seeds that I have together with those clones, and you know, it's yeah, I've got my plans, but I got like a full plate right now, so I'm
Okay,
trying to,
sure,
you
yeah.
know, but that's on the back burner,
Yeah.
but you know, that's why I'm collecting right now.
And fucking, how big is your collection, bro?
I think I'm like 6 or 7 deep, I think, probably more than that. No, I got like a huckleberry haze, I got a pineapple cheesecake breath, which is crossed between like 10 different strains. I think it's crazy. I have a sour chaos, and then I have a man. I wish I just brought down the whole seeds, man. I have quite a bunch.
Type shit for that for that cheesecake breast, man. That one in particular, cause I grew some cheesecake bread a few years back from I think they're L.A. Devil's Lettuce.
That
or
is
some-
exactly
okay.
that
Type shit.
strain.
Yeah.
Pineapple cheesecake breath F2.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about, man.
That's a really good one.
Okay, and so what about transition into your time fucking you're at Cookies now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start from how'd you even get there? What happened in between to where you're at now with
Oh, I had left Jeter and done like a regular 9 to 5 job at Subway, and I worked for like this I worked as a crossing guard for this school for like 2 months, bro.
that?
2 months I did that, and I was
You gotta
like,
do what
that's
you
it,
gotta do, yeah.
that's it. And then my cousin hit me up and was like, hey, there's this other spot, like you should go check that out.
Yeah.
When I checked it out, I still had my FA card.
Okay.
So I had brought them the FA card. I'm like, hey, I'm down. I'm done with work.
Yeah.
And they sent me on over. I put my application in, and I became a trimmer at Nirvana.
Okay.
So I ended up, quit that real quick, dude. Didn't want to do that job for very long. I already knew.
Okay, well, real quick, man. So, I'm thinking that was your kind of, your intro into the industry. But you said Jeter.
Jeter, yeah.
So wait, was there anything before Jeter, or was Jeter your?
Jeter was my entry in,
Okay. Well,
and then that fell out
Well-
because of some bullshit.
What happened, man? Wait, how'd you even get into Jeter? And then tell me about your time at
So,
Jeter.
That's a crazy thing because I had like owned my own mobile home, and I was hanging out there, and I had like lost that spot. They like sold the land out from underneath me,
Yeah.
so I had like no job, no home. I was living in a fucking car, and my cousin had sent me this it's like an application from California, and it was for Jeter. They hadn't opened up here yet, so I was like number 40, like around like before 50. I was like under 50 for the employees for Jeter originally. So I rolled up quite a bunch of those Jeters originally before they launched, like February up until April where they launched. But that, oh my god, it's a great product, but the work environment is not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot about Jeter, bro, and the shit that you going on.
Yeah, it's not great. I won't say much, but yeah, I left on okay terms, and I did that cross guard job for like 2 months. It was pretty chill.
That
but-
shit's wild. How did you fucking cross guard?
Yeah,
How did
dude.
you get in the fucking?
I don't
How the
know.
fuck that? How does that even happen, bro?
I was
Cross guard, bro.
I was looking online on some easy work, some side work, and it was like, yeah, you just do 2 hours in the morning, and then you come back when they get off, and you just work for a couple hours, and we pay you like 17 an hour,
Type shit.
and that was more than what I was getting offered at what was it, the Subway? I worked at Subway for a little bit. That was annoying. So.
Fucking Subway, man.
Subway and a cross guard for like 2
That
months,
shit is wild, bro.
just to I needed to pay my
Oh,
bills,
yeah.
whatever. Like, I found another job though. The trimmer is pretty okay,
Okay.
I was like, I'm in trimmer, and then they would pull me out of trimming to go do some other work around the facility.
Okay.
So like, I was doing like cultivation assistant work, and they were like teaching me all this other shit.
Yeah.
But they still had me at like trimmer pay. But eventually they switched management and they upped my pay. They upped my position. They put me as cultivation assistant. They kept on teaching me more. I was in there with the plants, giving them little haircuts, all that shit. So, shit was fun. I enjoyed it. Learned a lot.
Yeah, cause fucking, I got a homie too. He used to work for Jeter. He was telling me all kind of shit about it, and then he would, funny enough, transition to another company doing trimming and shit. And I know whenever I'm trimming my buds, man, like that shit, it's a headache in its own. I can only imagine doing that shit all fucking day, man.
And at 5 o'clock in the morning
How long were you?
on the daily.
How long were you trimming for before you got out of there and what you doing now?
sudden, my where I was staying, they were like, "Yeah, we don't want to renew your lease," but like real last second, and so I was like, "Hey, you know, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I can't be here. The only place I got's in Mesa, and Mesa's the only place close to Mesa is Apache Junction and Cookies. So is there any spot for me over there?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, you can go be a bartender over there."
Oh shit.
Then I did an interview, and I was like, "Yeah, I work for Jeter. I help them do inventory for their PPV, which is their protective equipment, stuff like that." And they're like, "Oh, you're good for inventory. You're good." And they sent me in there. It was hard at first because I was doing like more manual labor, not really using my brain as much. Using my brain more for like the creative thing. Like I've noticed like if you're a productive person and you're like with your hands mostly, you want to use your brains for like artistic shit. Like you have that brain. You have like, I don't know. For me, it's hard for me to work the job that I have now and do all the stuff business wise because I get home, I'm like been counting, been using my brain so much, like I feel like just I don't know, just a little taxed. But I will say when I was creating this brand that I have now, it's been basically it's been helpful that doing like hand-on work for the brand, but then jumping over to be like, okay, I'm counting shit all the time, and I'm making sure that all of the things that I have are like compliant with the state. That's a little bit taxing. So like right now, I've been just throwing on like a lot of back burner stuff for the graphics and stuff like that.
Okay. I don't mean to get into like your personal businesses. I know with my lady and everything, she'll help me. If I give her like a job to do, as far as anything that I'm doing, she's more than willing to tap in, and help. Like, does your girl assist you and keeping things going and helping you do anything?
She's very new to it. She's not very social media.
Okay.
She doesn't have that social media presence. She didn't have an Instagram before.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's more like offline girly.
That's a good thing.
But she helps me more like physically
Yeah.
when I'm at like a location or like at an event. She'll be there, help setting me up. Or I personally, I don't drive. I don't have my license.
Wait, what?
I've gotten this far in my life and not owned. Well, no, I own a car. That's great. That's the crazy part. That's a whole story right there.
Yo, how the fuck do you not have a license,
I
man?
don't have a license. I've been whipping it around on a skateboard and a bike and a little electric scooter for God knows how long.
Yo, that's
Hey,
crazy.
I'll
Right?
take a fucking Greyhound to Tucson, bro, and go to an event.
That's fucking. I mean, that's dedication. Like
It's
a motherfucker,
dedication.
but
Yeah.
damn, dog, how the fuck you been?
You know how much money I got for the business instead of what I've been paying on a fucking vehicle?
I mean, I hear you, bro, but
And that's how I've made it this far,
damn,
doing
bro.
what I'm doing. I mean, like, also, like, I used to have, like, full-blown epilepsy, and I probably shouldn't be behind a vehicle, but regardless. But, like, I've been inactive since I've been, like, 17 years old. But, if, like, I hit my head or hurt myself some way, like, it can come back, and you know what? Like, I'm just call it like this, like,
Yeah.
other people can drive me around. They could be my what's it called? Your chauffeur.
Yeah.
They could be my chauffeur. It's fine.
Well, I guess that makes sense, man. You don't want to, fuck around and have, like an episode or something while you're driving, because that's.
Ruin my life
Yeah.
and somebody else's life,
Okay, so I guess that makes sense, man.
Yeah. But you know what? Like I've made do. I made do.
Yeah.
It works. My girl understands.
Actually. Do you ever, just speaking into that, a little bit, do you have episodes, like, is it like just once, just random in a while, or do they come pretty quick periodically?
It's like I blank out and I'm not there,
Okay.
and I just come back and they're like, hey, did you hear me like calling you? Like I was like snapping in your face and you didn't hear it. You didn't hear that? And I'm like, no. What are you talking about? So it's just like, it's called petite mal frontal lobe epilepsy. It's like very very small, not like grand mal. Grand mal is like when you're like shaking and whatnot, and it's not like like flickering lights can't activate it. It's not like that. It's a very different type. But I was tested like in a hospital for like 8 days and like monitored with like shit fucking up to my head and shit. They were, and that's what they told me. You're like, every time you're about to have a seizure, your brain waves just kind of stop it.
Okay.
And like, for some reason, your brain is just like stopping you from having that seizure. So that's where that's where they were like, well, if you hit your head, we can't say like that your brain will still keep you from having a seizure or not. Like, so far I've been pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you gotta kind of like protect your noggin, man. You don't, you know what I mean, get slammed on your head or
Yeah,
any kind of crazy injury to your head, kind of might fuck
and
things
that
up.
plays a part of like why I don't like to skate too much anymore.
That makes
You know,
sense, man. That makes sense.
I'm not trying to hurt myself even further to where
Yeah.
I can't recover. Stuff
Sure.
like that. I have a lot of businesses and a lot of stuff that I care for.
Yeah.
But I'll still jump on a board every once in a while.
Type shit.
I'm really good at catching myself before I hit the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like a little cat.
Yeah. Okay.
To catch myself real quick.
We might have to get out and fucking, you know what I mean, just whether it's just on some flat ground, man, just
I'm down.
type shit, man, type shit.
I'm down.
Okay, so speaking about other businesses, again, you know, I know you were telling me off camera. Man, what else, man? DC Jensen, man. I know you, man, many fucking hats, many got your fucking hands and everything, man. What else you got going on, bro?
Well, I'm looking forward to working with 430 Cannabis brand, which is Snoop's dad's brand,
Okay.
Pop Snoop, and also I give a shout out to Rob Lloyd of the it's like they help people who are inmates and that want to better themselves. And I'm gonna have to give you a bunch of links to all that after, so
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you'd be on board with
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. But it's called The Streets Don't Love You Back,
Mm.
and it's Rob Boyd's effort to help inmates reform after they get out of prison and come back to society without having those tendencies.
Gotcha, okay.
I know personally I have a friend that I grew up with that always had told me personally that he felt more comfortable in than he felt out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he tried to use me as a way to get back in before like trying some crazy shit with me and just trying to get me to call the cops on him and all that kind of shit. I'm like, bro, just get out of there, bro.
That shit's wild, you know. I mean, I don't know personally, you know, I've been in jail a couple times in and out, but nothing long term. But people get like, what's it called, like institutionalized, and really that way of life becomes them, man. Other than being out here and fucking being free, man, they just get used to that shit.
That's how my dad was for a bit too. He was locked up for about 20-some years of my life. He had it rough, like, but that's why I like back to like why I try so hard, like, cause he was stuck there doing all that shit, and he wanted me to do something better. I'm sure,
Yeah.
and in my 20s I did some dumb shit,
As we all do, yeah.
So I'm more like on a redemption tour, like
Okay.
I'm trying to become better than what I was in my 20s and stuff like that.
Okay, so you can kind of say what he went through and just you knowing him and you know I'm sure conversations you guys had that kind of like inspires you to keep going and keep pushing and to really like bring it home and fucking do some crazy shit out here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's the power behind it.
Oh shit, man. Okay. Let's talk some more about man Snoop Dogg's dad, man. What's up with that, bro? How did you? How does that even happen, man? How are you guys? How did that even come about, man?
So I was working inventory, where I'm working now. Nirvana has collaborated with Dr. Zodiac, and Dr. Zodiac and Snoop Dogg's dad had a collaboration. They had their own like strain
Okay.
and their own joint and stuff like that. So I was giving the joints over to the person that was in charge of the whole thing, and I was like, you know, I work for a weed magazine, Loud Magazine. Like, I would love to interview him if you give me the opportunity and just put that into the universe. And then she was like, yeah, I'll reach out and I'll talk to them and see if they're okay with it. They were okay with it. Next thing you know, I'm talking with my magazine, like the head of the magazine, telling her, hey, I got the okay for Snoop Dogg's dad's interview. This will be my first entry article into the game of being a journalist. This is before I even had my journalism diploma.
Okay.
So that's what inspired me. I'm like, oh look, apparently I can do this kind of stuff, and I didn't even know that I could do this. Like I didn't know I can successfully book Snoop Dogg's dad as an interview. I was like, okay, well apparently I got some sort of magic power or some sort of shit. Like I don't know, but apparently go there. He's real down to earth. Do the article. Kind of just record the questions and make sure I get a bunch of different footage and pictures from it. But it's in an actual physical magazine, and it's behind a paywall. You can't see that article. You can't read that article without buying the whole magazine.
Yes, sir. You gotta pay to play, man.
That's right.
So fucking that experience, man. So Snoop Dogg's dad. I mean, I don't want to stay too long on it, but just how was that? Just in general, man. Like meeting him and setting everything up and just locking everything down. It was pretty cool experience.
Pretty cool experience. There was a time where Dr. Zodiac and Papa Snoop were disbanding, and they weren't outright saying it. They were just kind of behind the scenes being like, yeah, we're cool. I showed up to the event and they were like, hey, we got this secondary we got a secondary spot we're going to. So if you want, come with us. So then I jumped in the back of the seat with Snoop Dogg's dad and went up to the next spot and hung out with them for basically the rest of the night. So we're real tight knit. They're good people. They're always doing the most, and they're out here always some of the edibles I'll show up for. They have a documentary series that's at Jared's Tea and Coffee, and I don't know if that's going on anymore, but they did 14 weeks of it. I would show up with edibles so people can get stoned. They can sit there and watch that little documentary series that Rob Boyd is part of. He actually came from Detroit, and he's an old 80s gangster that's reformed as well. That's why he has that brand that helps inmates do the same that he did. And now he's working with Snoop's dad. That's his manager. He's a real cool guy. I would definitely love to have him sit here and you interview him.
Okay, tell the shit, man.
I might be able to get that for you.
Yeah, maybe make that happen,
I
man.
can definitely do that.
And fucking. Did you get to meet Snoop like through being associated with his pops and everything, or not yet?
His dad, on recording, I have his recording saying that he's gonna get his son to come down and do a podcast with him.
Tight shit, man.
Will it happen? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But him saying it and it's on recording is enough for me.
And when you
like,
put that
"Snoop,
out,
where you at, bro?
put that out to the universe, man. Like,
I
the
gotta
universe has
release
a crazy
it.
way of working, man.
I gotta ask to release that
Okay.
because that's a contract.
Type shit. Okay.
But it would be great. It would be great.
So what else, man? Like, what else? What else do you have your hands into? Working like, in the industry and doing your stuff outside. It's nice that they kind of parallel each other. So it's easy to kind of switch in between doing everything because they're all doing the same stuff. Like, what else do you have?
It's great intermingling.
Yeah.
I will say it's kind of funny that I do inventory, so I reach out to a lot of brands that are on the sales floor that are coming in doing brand ambassador stuff, and be like, hey, you know what? Well, I'm also a part of this weed magazine, so if you guys are interested in getting maybe some social media presence or some, this and that, I'm sitting there, I'm working as I'm working.
Type shit.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting there talking with different brands, being like, "Hey, you want me to put you on? I know Weed Magazine. You put your products in the magazine. You can promote it. Like, then I get commission from that.
Yeah.
So I kind of I'm always working.
Yeah. Okay.
The grind is real.
I know you were telling me about how you do podcasting as well. Like, tell me about that, bro.
I had an idea for a podcast called Buds and Brews. Originally it was just an idea for like me showing up at a spot and having coffee available for people and like offering like smoke. But then the idea morphed into like, well, what if I made this like a podcast and I brought coffee in and then I brought weed in and then we talked with people about like different subjects about marijuana, and I was like, well, where am I gonna get a location that's gonna let me smoke? Where am I gonna do this? Where am I gonna do that? Like, what am I gonna do? And then it was like, okay, well, let's just pivot. I found a location to record, and then I was like, you know what, we can just do edibles. Nothing says that we can't eat edibles on the set.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna smoke on their set. So we were just accepting people's edibles as like sponsorship like segments and stuff like that. And then we would talk about different events that are going around the valley and letting people know. Also working with Tom's Palms, a nonprofit organization that helps the unhoused, like where you can donate water or random stuff like that, helping the fight for the ones that are having it rough. It was like during the summer, the summers here in Arizona, people need water.
Shit, summer's fucking crazy in there.
Yeah. So that was fun. That was a real fun thing. Ended up losing the podcast host, and like I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna just do the podcast like just with guests only, because it's really hard to align people's schedules together. So it's been very few and far between these episodes. I have I have an episode I recorded that I can't upload. That episode 3, because I lost all like the footage and most of the audio was all like really bad. So it's like I had a whole issue. It's like, well, we can only format this SD card, and that SD card had all the fucking footage from the podcast. And I put it in the computer. It's like, no, we can't read can't read it. You can only use this if you format it. And I was like, well, I can't upload this fucking third episode. So there's a third unreleased episode that I did at a smoke lounge where I had invited a whole bunch of different brands together.
Yeah.
And I had a whole bunch of different brands give me product for this podcast. So in the end, it looked like I didn't do the video, but I had posted like little snippets of like what I had
Yeah.
to show them that I did the podcast. But eventually, you know, they understood what happened, and things are doing a lot better now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to do the podcast, starting up again. I don't need a podcast host. You know, I have a buddy that's been willing to jump on for Dub Mob. He does interviews as well, but he's from Cali. He came back here to help his mom out in West Phoenix. So I've been thinking about asking him to become a part of it.
Okay. I mean, if worst comes to worst, bro, you gotta hit that motherfucker solo dolo, man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just hard to hit events when it's one person only. And what I like to do is like tell people about the events and then go to the event, get footy, and then come back with footage from the event.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you weren't here for the event that I told you about, this is what you missed.
Same shit.
And it's hard to get one person to get to every event because there's so many. You gotta be choosy about what you want to go to.
Yeah.
Especially in Halloween, October, because the Halloween events, they be trying to book them on the same night.
Trying to get different shit.
Yeah.
One person that's
And so what I would do is I'll give money to the person that's getting the ticket for that event, and then have them go to that event and get footage from that event. And then I'm gonna go to the other one. I'm gonna get footage from that one. And what's cool is like you end up with product from both events, and you kind of like compare and contrast. Like, which event had more free product than the other.
Okay. And tell me more about that, man. I know you were saying you be hitting up events, like doing all kind of stuff when it comes to that. Like, what do you? Shit, just tell me more about that shit, man.
Every event that I could go to, I try to go to. I'm there networking. I'm there letting people know, what's up. Always there with my phone with a little QR code, letting people know like how they can tap in and what they can do to, help the cause. And, tell them what I'm doing and stuff like that. Like, I'm always, I love
Networking.
everybody. Like, everybody's got some cool stuff going on too, and they got good butt too.
Okay.
It's always nice to show up and be like, hey, what you guys doing?
Type shit, man. There was something else, man, that I like talking about. I know, everywhere is different. The growth scene and every state, every city is different. What do you feel about the growth scene here in Arizona? Like, do you feel like, man, it could improve? Do you feel like it's pretty chill and sad? Like, what do you think about the growth scene here in Arizona?
I've seen a couple grows, and I noticed the difference between like a startup grow and like a grow that's like backed by like a bunch of money, because I can see what kind of like repairs they can do, or how often they can replace shit. Because some places they'll let their lights go for way too long, and then they're like, well, why is our weed so shitty? Yeah, well, because you had the same lights for like 4 years, man. It's time to, buy some new lights. Oh, well, that's not in the budget. And it's like, well, okay, well then, what are you gonna do? Your weed's gonna suffer because you don't want to replace the lights. So you can see like the difference between like a startup and also one that's backed by money, or the one that's struggling for money.
Okay. So you've been around to like hella grows, and you can kind of tell what's going on, and kind of the shit that they're working with, and output a product and quality and shit. Type shit.
And a lot of what's more recent is like the updates in a lot of the equipment that people are using for weed. Like they have like they have like whole computers that can like analyze the levels in the soil and all that stuff that could tell you, oh, you need more of this or you need more of that.
Type shit.
But you pay like so much money for that kind of equipment, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like when you got equipment that can tell you like the peak amount, like you know, it's hard. It's hard to. These machines nowadays are crazy, especially with grow machines. You can buy a personal grow machine from Vivio Sun online, and they got the whole. What's that? It says $600 or some shit, and it comes like as a tower, and it lifts up with the plant or something, and it's got like the lights that grow. Like for each stage, you can like keep pushing it up. And
Oh, the
has,
fucking.
right.
Okay. It's like
it's
a
got
fucking.
its own container and shit. Like it does
Yeah,
it
I've
on
seen
its
that shit.
own. Like that's fucking crazy.
Okay, type shit.
You know, like if you got the money, different grows they'll be spending money for like that kind of shit. Like instead of like paying their workers for that kind of work.
Well, I don't know if we're talking about the same one. Like the one I seen is just like a grow box for like one single plant, or you talking about something else?
There's one for one single plant, and then there's if you got money,
Okay.
you know, one is fine, but having a whole bunch of them,
Type shit.
or maybe they make a bigger one.
Okay.
When I worked for Jeters, they reached out to a company that made them a custom machine. So it's hard to say with companies that have money.
Just gotta have that money and fucking money talks.
Money talks.
Get what you need. Okay.
You hit up an engineer, they just fucking engineer you a fucking machine, dude. And you just pay them for the money for that work, and then you have a one of one like machine,
Okay.
so that nobody else has that. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen an edible company that does something similar to that, where they have a one of one item that they use to create their edibles that they don't really release to the public, that they use that.
Type shit. Okay, man. Well, pause right here, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down and open up another video on there, 'cause I know that motherfucker's gonna hit.
Oh yeah.
I'm still good.
I don't think like hitting that restroom.
Hey, do your thing, dude. Oh shit, I think ours is good.
Yeah, I could talk for a minute on some shit.
Definitely do your thing, dude. No, you don't want to use the kids' bathroom, man. It's probably